Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out, forgot to turn my volume all the way down, there we go. I'm here checking out History Legends of War Patton. Yes, really, I know this is a weird one, but it's actually something I've been meaning to get around to for quite a long time, a couple of years in fact. I just never had the opportunity, I was always busy with something else. Little bit unfortunate, but there you go. We've got it working now. This is going to be your last Vita video for quite some time because the release schedule ahead is kind of nuts. I'd like to take a second to go over it before we continue. So we've got Bloodstained coming out the night that I record this. It'll be out 2 AM after I record this, so that'll be interesting. Then My Friend Pedro, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Super Neptunia RPG, and Judgment all out within the same 2 days, which will be around the time that you see this video. And then by the time I get videos on all of them done, Power Pro on the Switch will have probably been released and delivered to my door. So yeah, it's going to be a quite busy couple of weeks. That, and I just don't really have any Vita games to do right now. The only Vita game coming out this week is a retro-inspired 2D platformer with 2 buttons to control it with, and frankly, I couldn't flip it off any harder if I tried. So, let's stop wasting time and actually get into the real game. There is a help screen with a pretty in-depth manual, although the actual game itself isn't actually that complicated. You can figure out pretty much everything you need to just by fiddling around, so that's fine by me. You do also have the ability to play this game multiplayer over ad hoc, and you get a certain set of missions, and you get a lot of prestige to play with, but we aren't going to worry too much about that at the moment. You do have some settings here, but they're all pretty obvious and self-explanatory, so I won't need to go into them, so we're just going to load straight into the campaign, because there's not much else we can do. We have the option to play missions individually, which I'm half tempted to do, but that won't actually let me show off what makes the campaign in this game interesting. So for those of you who don't know, this game was actually published by Slytherin Software, and I can actually show you that because there is an icon down there in the bottom left in the live area. Now, Slytherin Software are known for doing really intense, like, turn-based and real-time strategy games, and I'm talking the really in-depth stuff. I'm talking the shit that people who really fancy historical periods like the Civil War or the Second World War in this case actually drool over. So it's kind of interesting to see them actually publish a console title, and it's not actually as hard as it might look, but it's still got some interesting elements to it. So this is the campaign map. It's a series of 20 or so linear missions. I believe there's 20 on this screen. There's 5 in the first operation, 5 in the second, 6 in the third, and 21. 21, that's fine by me. And these 21 missions are of different types. I believe I've played all of them, so I can describe what they are, but they're all basically the same sort of thing. Get someone to the exit point, and activate a thing, kill everyone, or hold out for as long as you can while the turns tick away. That's pretty much all of the mission types, so there's not that much going on there. However, there is something a little different going on. If we hit the square button, we can actually scroll back past all of the missions that we've got done here. And as you might be able to see, there's actually different amounts of prestige and army units. This game does the sort of thing that you... Did you play TXK? If you play TXK, you'll understand the concept. So as you finish a mission, you'll be rewarded prestige, and you can recruit army units and stuff in order to actually finish the missions. And these will carry over between missions. So if you find yourself in a position where your prestige is spent, you don't have good enough units to continue and all that, you can load a previous mission with its previous resources and try and do it better so that you can proceed to the next mission without getting your shit kicked in. Actually a pretty clever idea. The only reason this has fallen over for me is because no matter what I do, I can't for the life of me get past Mission 6. Mission 6 is a bit of a dick because it has this annoying tendency to hide sniper units that you can't see, and have your dudes immediately be shot by them as soon as they so much as get into a particular fog of war area. And it's been wiping the floor with me, even on the easiest difficulty, so I just haven't been able to do it, which is why we're actually going to load back into Falaise Pocket. Now, there is a story to this game, and there are some neat little cutscenes they've got going on where they explain what the entire purpose of it was, because you're following General Patton through Operation Overlord, which was the initial effort of the Americans to help the British regain France and set up a staging point to attack Nazi Germany. And it succeeded. And funnily enough, I actually played this on June the 7th, June the 7th, sorry, 2019. For those of you who don't know, that was the 75th anniversary of the beginning of Operation Overlord. It's just really good timing. This video is long after that, but still, I just thought that was a funny amount of timing. But yes, so the mission here is very simple. Eliminate the enemy tanks, but there are also some ground troops we're probably going to need to eliminate along the way. So if we go to Patton's skills, we can actually set out some skill points. Every mission that you finish will give you skill points and prestige. Prestige is basically money. Skill points will let you upgrade a few things which are all pretty obvious. Your attack, your defense, your ammo count, your... Oh. Right, I might actually want to... Yeah, your ammo count, your amount of shots you can take each turn. I'm probably going to want to upgrade that now that I think about it. Your ammo, the amount of prestige you get at the end of every level, and the amount of experience you get when you hire a new unit. As you can see, I've been kind of focusing on the capabilities of my units here. You can also see over on the right your amount of soldiers and cars and aircraft, and how many missions you've won. So I've actually won 3 major victories. I believe heroic victories will be victories that get you through without a scratch, which I don't think is possible. Like, I legitimately don't think it's possible. I've played missions where I've only taken like 2 shots, and that hasn't been enough to get me a major victory. So there you go. So if we go to the US 3rd Army screen, we can actually see our units and what kind of shape they're in. So I've got a fair few things here. That's my sniper there, and I'm definitely going to want to heal him because he's very useful. And maybe a few of these guys as well. And we can take a look at our units. So we can see that this guy's a medic. He's managed to hit a few people along with a few shots, and he's taken out 3 enemies. He's got 46 experience, and when you get enough experience, it levels up the unit, and they do more damage and are able to move slightly further, I think, and take more damage. But yeah, outside of that, it's pretty basic stuff. You also get medals. In this case, my sniper has been getting an absolute ton of medals. And you can also upgrade units into other units, but it costs a lot of money, which is really unfortunate because it just costs a lot of money out and out to get new units. Like if we hit the square button here, we can see our new units, and to upgrade the sniper into the bazooka costs 6,500, despite the fact that the sniper costs like 8,000 to begin with. It's kind of silly just how much this shit costs. So there are different kinds of units you can get. Some of them are unlocked, are locked, but you get the idea of what they'll generally be. Like the Transport Douglas here, which will drop supplies in. Tank destroyers, which do exactly what you think. There's artillery, which should be pretty obvious. You also have allied units, which are just different units from other factions that aren't the United States 3rd Army. And we've got a tank there, which I believe I actually hired one of because it's a pretty decent tank by the looks of it. And you've also got some paratroopers and some Spanish Republicans. Their stats are slightly different. Not completely, but still slightly different. And of course, you've got your combat infantry, like anti-tankers, long-range vision, and the sniper, who has a long-range shot. He's incredibly useful in the first few missions. Medic does exactly what you think they do. There's also an engineer here, which I haven't unlocked at this point in the game. And they have active abilities, in which case you just move them over and press the X button. They'll walk over and they'll do what they do. And it should be obvious what they do. And we can come here to higher units. Why does my phone always go off when I'm recording? It can't go off when I'm not recording, for God's sake. Right. So, we're going to buy a tank destroyer because we will absolutely need one for this mission. And I believe that I should probably get rid of some of these. Oh, I don't think it's going to actually do anything for me, so I might as well not. But yes. So it looks like we should have everything we need to take on this mission because we do need to attack enemy tanks. So if we go to troops for mission, this is where we go to put vehicles and enemies in. And just regular old soldiers in. It's worth noting that, for the most part, you won't have access to vehicles for the first few missions. This is the first mission in the game where you do, and we have a limited amount of fuel for them, but you can take along as many foot soldiers as you like if you've got the slots. Some missions will require you to only take along 2 or 3. Others will let you take a full squad of 8. In this case, we'll be taking 2 vehicles, though, because this is bloody tanks that we're dealing with here. If we hit the square button, we can choose our level of difficulty. I've tried playing on Commander, and as I said before, I just get my shit wrecked on the 6th mission. I did play it in this mission as the 5th, and in this 5th mission as the difficulty level. And the enemy was not only a bit hardier, but they were smarter. I will give them that. The AI was definitely making less silly decisions. I don't even want to know what Legend of War is like, but I imagine it's going to be a nightmare. We're going to pull it back down to Rookie. Thankfully, if you just outright fail the mission, it will automatically reset you to the beginning of the mission. You can just quit. And notably, you can also restart the mission at any time, you know. It's not like XCOM, where if a unit dies, it's gone for good and you can't do anything about it. You can't reload or anything. It will let you reload, although, yes, if a unit dies, it's gone for good if you decide to go into the 6th mission, which is why they let you reload into earlier missions. Nevertheless, I've been talking for about 12 minutes. Let's just pop into the game, shall we? Well, I'm waiting to see who the hell decided to text message me at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for recharging your mobile plan. Fuck off. Right. So, you get a little bit of briefing here, but really the briefing isn't that relevant to what you're actually doing. Well, it is relevant to what you're doing, but the actual gameplay is not relevant. There's your controls. I'm not going to bother letting you look at them because I'm going to be going over them more in depth. And here we are. It is a strategy game with some really weird shadow culling going on in the top left there. You can see the weird lines going on. I noticed that immediately, and I've never stopped noticing it. But, oh well, let's get on into it. So, this is a strategy game. It is a full-on strategy game. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is a full-on turn-based strategy title. So, here are the controls. You move the cursor with the right analog stick, and by default, it's on move. So when you move by pressing the X button, this will move your troops. Very easy to understand. You can use the, L and R buttons to swap between your units, and you may move them. Units have a limited movement cost, as you can see by the green bars on the right side there. And once you are out of movement, you are done. But you may move, and you may shoot as much as you like, as long as you still have movement and shots left. So just as an example, I can move this guy 9 meters to the left, fire away, and then move him 1 meter away. That will still work. That is absolutely fine. This also results in some absolutely fantastic comedies. So, see that guy up there, that one soldier right there? I decided that I wanted to get rid of him as fast as humanly possible, so I moved my dude around the corner. And I took a shot at him, he took a shot at me, I took a shot at him again, and then I ran back around the corner. It was kind of silly. I wonder if I can invoke that to happen again. But for now, I want to actually try and keep my troops alive for as long as humanly possible. So we're going to keep this guy oh, that's the medic. Is my sniper anywhere near there? He is. So let's go and actually take a shot with our sniper. Our snipers have fantastic range. So if you hit the triangle button with any particular dude, you will go into their fire mode. And you can also swap weapons by pressing the circle button. This also works while you're in movement mode. And you can aim and fire in this mode by moving the right analog stick and pressing the X button. In this case, we are a sniper, so this shot should hit. There we go. That guy is dead. He's not going to be a problem for us anymore, which is perfectly fine by me. This also gives my dudes room to move up slightly without having to worry about walking into his cone of vision. Now, I've played this mission before, and this is, no, that's not my medic. Which one is my medic?
All ready for battle, sir.
The one I already moved up. Shit. There's no undo in this game for relatively obvious reasons we'll get into shortly, but yeah, fucking, you can go up with them. I know what's coming from this way this time, so I should be a little bit better about things, but yes. Let's move these guys up into here, shall we? Yeah, I'm gonna move him up here. I'm gonna hit the triangle button. I'm gonna aim this way, and I'm not gonna shoot. There's a reason for this. So, you know how in XCOM, how you have Overwatch? This game has it too, except it works slightly differently. As long as you've still got a shot left when the turn changes, your dudes will go into Overwatch depending on where they're aiming their gun. And if someone walks into their cone of fire, they will automatically take the shot. This counts for people who have shot once but not twice if they've got 2 shots as well. And this also counts for the enemies, which is why you want to be careful about wandering into their cone of fire. Like, for example, you were able to see with the guy back there who I shot with my sniper that he had a cone of vision. That meant that his Overwatch was on and ready to go, so if I walked into it, I would have gotten shot, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So yeah. There is also the ability to go crouched by pressing the square button, which I've done for these 3 dudes here. This will allow them to not only crouch below low walls like this one, but it will also get rid of the enemy's accuracy a little bit. Not by much, but it will help. So let's hit the start button and change our turn. Now, this is one of my major problems with the game so far. It's not actually moving the camera to let me see what the enemy is doing. Now, there is 1 or 2 reasons for this, which I will acknowledge as being relatively fair. Mainly that you can see that the game does have fog of war, so I can't see what the enemy is doing beyond this point. You can see that I just can't see past that point. So I can understand not moving the camera for reasons like that, because, you know, it would be pretty obvious that someone is moving in the shadows. And that would be fair enough. But even for enemies that are moving like here, like you can see that this guy's moved down here, and he's not going to let my dude pass if he can avoid it. So that kind of sucks, not being able to see troops like that move and shoot. Sometimes you won't see them shoot, and sometimes the camera will snap to them and then snap away really quickly, and it's really frustrating. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. And it just means that you kind of have a hard time seeing what is going on the battlefield in real time. Well, real time, between turns, I should say. You just have a hard time getting an idea of the battlefield until it gets back to your turn, in which case then you have to scroll around and look around again. This isn't helped out by the fact that sometimes these troopers can be kind of hard to see. Like, for example, I had one back here in the shadow of this building pointing directly towards 2 dudes that I had stacked up on this wall here, and I didn't notice until I changed the turn, and that guy took his shots without any issue whatsoever. So you can see that once you move out of range of when your camera moves out of range of a particular set of dudes, they get these little icons on the edge of the screen here that tells you where they are. But I would really appreciate having them on all the time, or at least having an option to tell me that's on all the time. So it would tell me what I'm looking at. Like, one of these dudes is a regular rifle dude, and one of these dudes is... Are they? No, they're the same, but sometimes you have dudes that carry around SMGs, and they're kind of hard to tell just at a glance, just due to the relatively low poly presentation of the game going on here. So, yeah, there are a fair few, like, presentation issues I have with this game, if you couldn't tell. They're minor, but they add up to be a really frustrating experience. For now, though, let's try and beat the shit out of these 2 dudes with a machine gun. No, I'm pretty sure half of that hit the freaking building. Oh, no, I actually hit him. That's alright. Use a regular gun instead of the actual tank shot. That's usually the good idea for this. Alright, let's deal with these 3. So, I'm going to want to take that dude out. But I've got to be careful, because if someone comes running around the corner and shoot me in the back, that is entirely going to end in my death. So, we're going to have to send this guy around anyway, so let's do that. Hit the triangle button. I believe I just came... Yep, I just came into view of one of those dudes. So, we're just going to try and... No, I don't have any movement left. Shit. That's going to hit the barrel, I think. Yep, that absolutely hit the barrel. Alright, let's just put this guy in Overwatch and have him watch like this. And we'll send this guy up as well. Yeah, we'll send him up here. We'll have him take... Whoop, let's not uncrouch him. It's usually a good idea to stay crouched, and it's free. You get the same amount of movement no matter what, and you can crouch and uncrouch at any time without any sort of penalty. So that's usually a good idea. Alright, one down, and we're going to re-aim up this way so that we've got some Overwatch going on there as well. Now, for the guy who's down here, he's still going to be in view of that guy and that guy. So we do want to be careful. That is an RPG guy there, but he's not going to take shots at regular dudes with the RPG. They aren't that dumb. So we'll just move him up here as well, and we'll have him maintain Overwatch 2. No reason not to at this point, I suppose. If those two move up there, they are going to get one hell of a surprise. Alright, so there's our regular dude. We're probably going to want to move him as close as we can get. The sniper... We might be able to get him to that tower so he's shaded from whatever is up that way. So we're going to do that, and we're going to try and take out that rocket man. Because if he gets too close to my vehicles, I'm not going to enjoy it. There we go. He's gone. Now, we've got a guy up there, too, which is not great. He will probably be able to charge my dudes this way, but we do have one dude still able to move. Oh. That's not a pleasant situation to be in. Alright, let's move him up behind this car for cover. As long as he's crouched, he should be fine to get within that view cone, as long as he stays behind the car. And we'll just have him cover that entire thing without taking the shot. Now, we could move these two dudes here, but if I move them too far, they might come into view of an enemy tank who might decide to take the shot. And since I've already taken the shot with my MBT, I don't want that to happen. So let's just move this guy up slightly. Maybe the enemy tanks will come into view after a certain amount of time. I still haven't quite figured out if enemies that are out of the field of view actually move or not. I'm pretty sure they do, but you can never be quite sure. Oh fuck, they grenaded me. What a dick. I have no idea what the hell he was shooting at, but he missed both times. Yeah, look, see? Someone just moved in the bottom left corner, and I don't know until the camera actually shifts to him taking a shot. Which kind of sucks. Oh, yep, there's one. Alright. We have our first main battle tank, ladies and gentlemen. I have already seen the future, i.e. having beaten this mission. So I can tell you there's at least 4 of those things that we need to go and kill. Yeah, I know. Brilliant. So let's get back to these guys first, because we don't just have rifles. Did you know? Hang on. Wrong one. Yeah, the camera is a little bit of a dick, and we'll get to that very shortly. I just want to demonstrate throwing grenades. Because yes, those are things that we do have. Eat pineapples. Unfortunately, that counts as my shots for the turn, so I won't be able to put him into Overwatch in case someone else shows up. So we need to get our other dudes down this way as fast as humanly possible and just make sure that that guy's safe. Yep, you can just wait there, and we'll have this guy move up around here and Overwatch from the right. Easy enough. What about the guys on the... What about the guys on this angle of attack? Right. We still got this guy here, but since he used his shots, that means he is safe to approach. However, there is another guy around the corner there. This is fine. I just realized I moved the medic up to deal with this guy. That's not a good thing. Hopefully I can take this guy out within a couple of shots. That's a negatory, son. Oh boy, right. I want this sniper to take those guys out, so it's all on this dude. Alright, we'll use one shot to take the guy out. And we'll use the second shot to maintain Overwatch. Now, the sniper. Right, well, I'm going to hit that guy around the corner, and we're going to have to choose one of these guys to take out, so I guess it'll have to be the closer one. Whoop. The analog sticks in this game can be a little oversensitive. Probably could have used a pistol for that, but whatever. We'll just crouch him and leave him there. Those other guys are fucked, because if they even remotely approach me, the two tanks are going to be there to deal with them right quick. Right. Let's fire a shot off at this guy. And completely miss. That's not good. Oh, man. Alright, let's move this tank up. Can we actually shoot him from here? We can. And I just whiffed it by not using the fucking tank turret. There we go. That's much better. Okay. That's pretty much everybody for the turn, so change the turn and hope for the best. Well, he came back to the side to take a shot at me and then just ran away like a little bitch. And now it's our turn again. Alright. Well, first things first, this sniper is going to take this guy out, because I do not want to leave douches like this hanging around. There we go. Now, should I move him up? I mean, he's got cover. He's not going to be able to Overwatch this turn, so I mean, I might as well. No reason not to have him up here. If anything, it just gives me a little bit more view on the battlefield. Right. Move this guy. Right, this guy's still overwatching on this corner, but he still has the ability to charge out at pretty much any time, so let's move this guy around the car so he gets a slightly better overwatch position. I do not want that guy coming out and hurting my medic. Speaking of whom, I shall get him to move back. Easy tactics, right. We'll move this guy up. The camera's a little bit of a dick to deal with if you couldn't tell. It's nice having such freedom of movement over the camera. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can rotate. But it's just, it can be a little bit of a dick to deal with sometimes. We'll move this guy up here. He's not actually going to be able to shoot past that post, which is a little annoying. I think we'll get this guy to take the shot, but as we can see here, this is actually out of his effective range, so the longer we have to shoot, the less accurate he's going to be. But there we go. He still managed to get the hit. You can take blind shots into areas you can't see yet, and you can actually kill dudes this way. I found out in the best way possible. I took a shot at one dude, it went right past him and hit a dude about 50 fucking meters away that I could not see. It was brilliant. Right, let's move this guy up here behind this rock. Oh, would you look at that? It's a tank! Oh shit, this is not going to be fun to deal with. We got two tanks outside of the fog of war, so this will probably screw us in some way. Right, alright, we're gonna have to move this tank, but we don't have enough to send him around the long way and actually get another shot in on this dude. So, we're gonna have to move this guy up first. Can I move this guy up into a place where he'll be able to take the shot? I'm gonna have to risk it anyway. Tank destroyers are still relatively weak against tanks, so... Alright, we're gonna take the shot and hope we don't hit the signpost. Thank God we actually hit the shot. Right. I don't know why the camera immediately swapped position there, but it did. Alright, let's move this guy around here. And we'll have him take the shot on the... I believe that's an armored personnel carrier, or possibly just a ATV of some kind. You know, with the amount I play Arma 2 with people who love history, you would think I would know what half the shit is named by now, but no. Right, that's them. Who else do we have left to move? Oh yeah, I said I'd leave that guy in Overwatch, didn't I? And there is no point moving those guys beyond that point, because if I do... Yes! Overwatch succeeded for me there. Yeah, there is no point trying to move them, because if I do... Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that shit. They are dead. If they so much as move, they are pancakes on the tractor there. So, let's move that tank destroyer up and give him a piece of their mind. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, woe is me. Oh, that's not good. Right. Yeah, just destroy that one first of all. Sorry, dude. You took a little bit of splash damage there. And let's move the tank up because, holy shit, they did not come down this way the last time I played. Thankfully, they're a lot weaker than the last time I played. So, should only take 2 shots from either of these to take them down. It was like 4 shots before. So, yeah, the higher difficulties do definitely make a difference on the tactics you need to use. Alright, with that guy dead and the fog of war not revealing anyone else, I think it's safe to move these guys up. Honestly, I should probably send my medic back around the other way, but probably wouldn't help. And yeah, these dudes are well and truly trapped. Let's just try and keep them out of the way of the tank, because they cannot move into small areas. So, as long as I keep them among rocks and stuff like this, they will probably be fine. I guess you could say I'm a little bit disappointed with the game, and there are a couple of oh, fuck. Oh, great. They're behind those fences, which are actually kind of indestructible for some reason. Don't ask me why, they just are. You're actually pretty safe where you are, mate, so you're gonna stay there. I'm kind of disappointed because there are a lot of different kinds of units in this game. The rangers, which have SMGs, the snipers, the medics and stuff like that. But with the amount of money that you get, you actually really can't afford too many of them. Like, seriously, like, getting the sniper was not only the best decision I had made up to that point, but it was also really frustrating, mainly due to the idea that I completely run out of credits for anything other than regular units, and just everything costs a lot. This isn't too bad of an idea, because they don't require you to deal with certain things. Like, they don't require you to deal with an absolute ton of problems early on, but it still kind of sucks when you have to deal with survival missions that send 3 tanks in at the very end that'll swarm you unless you know exactly what you're doing and stuff like that, without really being able to afford anything that can actually take them on, especially on the higher difficulties where your dudes can die in one shot to basically anything. So it's kind of frustrating when you have a bunch of dudes that'll be like, oh, I can, when you have a bunch of dudes that can be like, oh, I can take a shot at this dude, take out about 1/8 of his health, and then die because I'm exposed to literally everything ever. It just kind of sucks when you're dealing with situations like that, where you can buy these dudes, but they're so specialized that you feel bad about wasting potential resources on them. I kind of hate when strategy games do that. They don't let you play around with the cool shit as much as they really should. When you're on the lower difficulties, it's slightly better about this, but still. They might get better about this in the later missions, increasing the amount of prestige you earn. I don't think prestige goes up or down depending on the difficulty that you're on. If it does, I do apologize, but yeah, I don't think it does. Like, there is another reason that I haven't played this game as much as I would have liked, and that's the incredibly slow pace. Combine this with the fact that you might have to retry missions over and over again, and yeah, you can kind of see why. Like, I've put like 4 hours into this game already, and I'm only on like, I'm only a quarter of the way through the missions, so yeah, that guy's kind of screwed if I don't get him back behind cover. But yeah. The slow pace, relatively, I don't want to say low resources, high risk strategy, and just general... Yeah, and just general difficulty of it means that it's a lot harder than your traditional strategy games. It's a lot harder than a game like Disgaea or Utawara Ramono. And to be fair, that is exactly what Slytherin Software does. Like, that is their MO through and through. So, to say that I wasn't expecting this would be a lie. At the same time, I'm still kind of disappointed though, because they've got a pretty good foundation here. I gotta say, like, I appreciate what the game is trying to do. And to be fair, it actually looks pretty good. The models are relatively detailed. The environments look pretty good for how early this was in the Vita's lifespan. This came out like the second year of the Vita, so it's definitely one of the earlier titles in the grand scheme of things. And it does look pretty good outside of the shadow culling you got going on in the top left corner there. So, to say they put absolutely no effort into it would be a freaking lie, because the game itself looks, sounds, and to be fair, for the most part, plays pretty good. I've already brought up my issues with the game's camera and how they don't show you what's going on in the battlefield when it's not your turn, and just, you know, all that general stuff, right? And the general slow pace, high difficulty, and general high risk strategy, even without the high difficulty, makes the game hard to recommend to anyone who already isn't into these sorts of relatively high difficulty strategy games. It just generally makes it hard to recommend in general. General Patton, kill me now. With that said though, it's not a bad game. Just one that could have used a little bit more polish in the grand scheme of things. Oh, there's our last tank. All the way where our shit is nowhere near ready to deal with it. Oh boy, howdy. Let's send him back. Probably gonna want to get these guys behind some kind of cover. He's fine where he is, more or less. Yeah, he is going to need to run into town and fucking stay there, because he's dead if he stays out there for too long. On any difficulty higher than this one, those things' machine guns hurt like hell, so you really do not want them to be out in the open for any longer than one turn. Because one turn may well be enough to kill them. The mission that I had to replay 4 times that I was stuck on, it had one of those vehicles going down the right, one of those vehicles going down the left, and a bunch of snipers and longer range shooters straight down the middle. So, like, it was basically fuck you city, and there was nothing I could do about it. I was just getting my shit rocked in every conceivable circumstance, because that's what this game does, in all honesty. It is more than happy to, if you're on a higher difficulty, it is more than happy to bend you over and tell you what it thinks of you. We lost a dude to Fog of War, which is kind of annoying, but, well, not much we can do about that.
As you wish, sir.
Gonna have to move these guys out into the open. There's not much else we can do with them at this point. Everybody else is too far away to effectively manage. Can I hit this guy from here? A first-person camera would be neat. It would be pretty undetailed, but it would still be pretty neat to see. Alright, change turn again, because we have to get that. We have to go and get that thing, and I've got no troops that can hurt it, because the bloody 8,000 cost for a dude who does, like, half the damage, at least, of these guys here is just excessive, to say the least. Alright, we've got a dude up there, but he's just a regular dude, so let's move our squadron down here. Like, these guys were all fucking dead the last time I played this mission, so, yeah. Kind of sucked for them. I'm not used to having everybody alive. I'm guessing that's just because of the lower difficulty. Because, yeah, by the time I got to this point where we were hunting down the last couple of tanks, half my foot soldiers were just out and out dead. So, yeah. I'm going to move the sniper up here. He's safer in this town. And, yeah, I made the right choice in hiring that guy behind that, so let's just change the turn. See what I mean by slow-paced? The fact that it's taking me 4 turns to get my goddamn tank destroyer and tank over to this other tank so we can take it out and actually win the mission, because yeah, the objective is kill all the tanks. It's not kill everybody, which is an objective. And the other objectives aren't particularly interesting either, because as I said, 2 of them are just basically... Why did the camera go over here? Like, what's so special about this point? I don't even think there's anybody here. Whatever. But yeah, as I was saying, the objectives aren't special or anything. It's literally just get these dudes here, and activate this object, and get these dudes here, and get these dudes here under a certain, like there's an escort type, and there's a type where the enemy isn't alerted to you to start out with, but they will get alerted to you the more shots ring out and the more people see you, which is slightly interesting, but it just ends up being one where you just basically want to fucking rush it because there is no damn way to avoid the patrols for as long as it takes to actually finish the mission. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the last tank, but I've been wrong before. The movement is a little bit weird, but considering how tight spaces this is, I can kind of understand it. That should be it. Nope, we're still missing a tank. Thankfully, I'm pretty sure I know where he is. There's only one part of the map we haven't been to yet, so it probably isn't going to be anywhere else. I know that the mission ends as soon as we find that last tank, so we're just gonna move these guys up here and just try and take it out as fast as humanly possible. Where's that sniper? I want my guys alive and well. I'm surprised that I actually avoided that cone of mystery right there, but there you go. There he is! Told you he'd be around. Completely whiffed that shot. God damn. I don't plan on playing any more of this, so I don't mind if my dudes die at this point. Man, I whiffed that one too. Jeez, guys! What are you doing? Come on, give me a break. Alright, this guy's got grenades. Let's just save the trouble. Ding, ding, ding. Dead. The flying bodies through the air is actually pretty satisfying. I'll give it that. Like, grenades during that time were absolutely not that powerful. I still find it pretty hilarious anyway. Alright, we can take that shot. Yep, there we go. But yes, that is a main battle tank. And that is absolutely going to hurt my dudes very badly. Yep. The mofo ran for it. Let's move my guy as far up here as possible. You know, I could take the shot and see if I hit him. It's entirely possible, but I'm guessing that I'll be able to see him as soon as that guy finishes his move. That's a negatory. Okay. There he is. Yeah, we could have taken a shot at that and probably hit, but no need to worry about that. And we're done. So let's see our mission stats, shall we? How'd we do? It's a heroic victory. That's kind of neat. But yeah, I got a ton of skill points for that one. So yeah, unfortunately, you do need to get really high-ranked victories in order to actually get the high stuff. But hopefully you'd be able to figure out more stuff. Hopefully you'd be able to figure out the strategy well enough to go back and play earlier missions. And yet, the French Resistance girl has a knife attack. You need to get 10 kills with that knife attack in order to actually get the platinum for this game. So, good luck with that, sunshine.
The first act was a success. Patton leads the fastest army advance in history. The Germans are surprised and terrified. Patton is an enemy as well known as he is feared. Furthermore, the trap set by the Allies in Falaise has returned some telling figures. 10,000 Germans killed and 50,000 captured. However, 100,000 managed to escape. Operation 2, Paris. August 21st, 1944. A new operation begins. Its objective is of vital importance for the war in Europe. Liberate Paris.
And that's what we would be doing if I wasn't so shit at strategy games. But there you go. So if we go back to this here, we can go to play mission. And just for the purpose of demonstration, we're going to go here. So you can see, if we just play a mission, we get 100,000 prestige to buy whatever we want, based on what we've unlocked, based on our progression in the campaign. And we still have to do the same stuff. There's no, like, procedural missions or anything. So once you finish those 20 missions, that's it. Kind of sucks. It'd be nice if they could give you, like, procedural missions that would let you earn, like, extra prestige in exchange for potentially losing some of your units, so that you could actually build up, like, a good amount of, like, ranges and stuff like that. That'd be more useful. And if we go to the multiplayer, we can do the same thing. So if we just buy some combat infantry, and there's the rest of our stuff there, like a 45,000 prestige tank. Holy fuck, that thing must be strong. Yeah, if we just recruit one and hit start, and oh god, it's not even ad hoc. I haven't actually gone this far. So yeah, you can just play, like, head-to-head with one Vita. I didn't even realize it wasn't ad hoc. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Let's just go back to the main menu, shall we? Notably, you can also replay missions. So if someone's losing, you can just replay it and just, like, piss off the person you were playing with. But there you go. That was a look at History Legends of War Patton. It's well produced and actually pretty interesting as a strategy game, but it's got a relatively slow pace, high difficulty, and high risk general style of play that might turn off mostly everybody except some of the more hardcore strategy fans. But to be fair, that's what you expect when it's a Slytherin software production. So, you know, for being exactly what it says on the tin, for the most part anyway, I'll give it a pass. It's not something that I'd recommend you go and immediately pick up and play, but if this video interested you, you might well have a good time with it. So, there you go. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.